Hello and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. So we've fitted out the, well, we haven't totally blinged her out because we ran out of materials. So when the server was updated to Beta-3, we were given obviously another 100 iron, and it's 1 unit to upgrade per thing. So it's a hell of a lot easier than it's going to be when it goes to the live server. I run out. I managed to get 3 of the multi-cannons done, 2.5 of the pulse lasers, power plant which I needed, and a couple of other bits. But yeah, there's only half the ship has really been engineered, and I run out of materials. I had to do 100 rolls, obviously, and that's just using just one iron per recipe, rather than what will be used once it goes live. Not to mention the experimentals, because their recipes are a lot bigger. So yeah, and doing the guns as well, that was rather tedious and annoying, because you have to go through every single gun and start from scratch every single time. Alright, we get to do the first couple with only like 1 or 2 rolls, but yeah, that's still something I think that there's got to be another way around that, surely. But you know, they are changing it as they go, so maybe over time that something will improve with that. So we're in the Chieftain at the minute, and do you know, with this ship, it doesn't carry a lot. I kind of suppose if it's going to compete with anything, it's going to be the Python, in terms of it's a similar sort of size, but it doesn't have as many modules. But the jump range is better. I mean, it does 28. I think I've got it doing 28 light years at the second. Yeah, 28.38. I haven't got quite a full fuel tank, but it's 28 light years anyway. Right, this guy's in a group of 3, so I don't know that I'm going to be competent enough to take all 3 of them on. I have got the shields upgraded. That did happen. Didn't get any of the shield banks. Mind you, I've only got actually 1 shield bank on it. Again, I'm carrying a couple of heat sinks, because obviously when you use in the shield bank cells, you need a heat sink to get rid of that heat. Then it will give you. Oh, there is being attacked, so maybe we will jump in this one. And I've got 1 shield bank cell on, or booster on, and chaff. I think chaff is, if it's more of a combat shit, I think chaff is very important. Alright, let's go for this guy anyway. Oh, crap. I might have bit him off more than I can chew. I thought he was being into... It's a freighter that he's fighting at. Oh, I don't know, there's a lot of people fighting at him now. I can't keep this thing under control. I'm using fixed, and I haven't used fixed in a while. I don't like the way they line up. They don't line up into... So when you're up close, it does get a spread on him, I suppose, but it also doesn't necessarily hit him. I'm also using the OTAS, which I've never used with fixed before, so I'm getting used to that as well. So yeah, the modules on this, I've put on... didn't put a blinking fuel scoop on, so I've had to go back and put a fuel scoop on. Now there's 2 options for that, because you only get 16 tank. You can either put a 4 on and get rid of the 16 cargo, or get rid of the 32 cargo and put a 5 on, a 5A. I went for the 5A. He's not dead. I left him, I thought he died. Oh, he is dead. Right, who's next? There was another one of those, let's have a look so we can find him. So I went for the 5A, which means it really does... It really does fill up really quickly, but I think a 4A will probably be just as good. I mean, how quick do you want to... You don't mind sitting on the sun, especially if it's on the other side, time you work your way around, as long as you're full by then, that's not too bad. The jump drives that I've put on, well, I've upgraded the TIF, because I took it off the ASPs, didn't I, the ones that we upgraded originally. They tend to use a lot of fuel, I've noticed. But then again, that might be because I've only got a small fuel tank and it's a little bit bigger on the ASP, so I suppose, yeah, it's going to be, on the ASP it's going to be half, it's going to look like half the amount of fuel used, because it's obviously that little bit bigger. The guns on here, you get 1 free, I think it's a 3D, I think I got fixed. It's a 3D fixed pulse laser, and then I've got another 2, I think that's a 2D fixed pulse laser, and then a 1D fixed pulse laser. That's on the front, which is why that's all those 3 there, and one of them you can see is blue. That's the upgraded one, that's focused. The multi-cannons, I've got 3 of those. I think 2 at the sides, they're only grade 1s. No, I think they did get upgrades. One of the I'm trying is high capacity on the main. Hang on, let's scan him first, or I'm going to get myself wanted. On the main cannon, and I've got auto reload, so it reloads when you're firing. I didn't know that one existed. Oh, he's gone and died. Ah, you coward. Alright, let's find another one then. So we can see if we can use these cannons and see how they reload when they are. I've got high capacity magazine on them. If they're going to do a reload, then... Oh, this looks promising. How damaged is he? He's fairly damaged. But his shields are down, so let's give him some cannons. They are gimbaled. Obviously, if you're going to do fixed lasers, gimbal cannons. We've got corrosive and incendiary. Yeah, well, he was already damaged, though, wasn't he? So let's find another one. We'll see how they work. If we can find a bigger ship that's got possibly, or even a little one, just tear him up. No, he's going to be okay. About this guy. He's clean as well. It's very busy in here. Was that a lot of that cargo which has been spewed out over from the damaged ships? Doing this and trying to talk about the ship is difficult. So yeah, it doesn't hold too many upgrades. It's kind of, if you're going to put it against anything, I suppose it's going to be the well, I suppose it could be one of the Cobras. In actual fact, it could be more. The firepower, I think, is a hell of a lot better than the Cobras, though. That's the where I think it's kind of, because it can carry similar amounts of cargo, much better jump range. Because it doesn't have that many modules. It's definitely you're going to set it up for one kind of mission, I suppose, whether you're going to be fighting or I think it's too small to do even the trade runs. You're going to need at certain points. You're going to need quite a bit of cargo, mind you. Yeah, you can have 70 odd, can't you? Or no, it's not 70 odd. It's 47 or something. I can't remember now. But that's taking off the fuel scoop, and you've only got a 16-ton tank, so I think a fuel scoop is rather essential. Mind you, can have keep your 32 tons of cargo, I suppose, and do it that way, but that doesn't mean it's going to be much good for passenger missions. I'm not sure. You might be able to put a 16 or on passenger missions, so you can carry 16 passengers or something. I can't remember what the grade 5 passenger missions are. All of a sudden it's got really quiet now. So yeah, there is. It's quite manoeuvrable though. You can definitely throw it around the rocks. All right, and you can definitely fly into the rocks as well. Yeah, maybe if I released off the throttle. I've only got it on 2 pips. Let's put it up to 3. She's quite a fast ship. Oh, here we go. This guy here. He's looking for cargo, so she spins round quite nicely. It's a Python. Who started firing it? Did he start? Somebody's firing at him. It's not me. Well, it is now. So we can get his shields down. So you take 1 pip to the engine, and even then it's still manoeuvrable. I think it's more matched to a Python, even though the fact that Python can carry, I think mine's carrying 127 cargo or something along those lines, and it's fitted up for everything else as well. So, and it's even got a couple of landers on it, so you can do some skimmer missions and all manner of things. Whereas this one, you're either going to set it up to doing those kind of missions, or you're going to set it up for combat, because it just doesn't have the modules. He's staying close, isn't he? But we're getting his shields down, and then I want to unleash these cannons and see. Here we go. Right. Yeah, he's kind of disappeared. Where are you? There you are. give him the cannons. Actually, that's quite not bad. I think I quite like that. I'm gonna have to get used to doing the fixed again, because that's difficult. I haven't done it in a while. I'm using a new joystick. Haven't fought with the HOTAS. Normally I'm using the keys, but my key bindings for the test server haven't transferred over, and I really can't be bothered to go through it and doing all those again. That took me quite a while last time. So I've pretty much done them as default, and it's a little bit difficult to get used to, but I'm getting there. Mind you, the test is over come the end of the week, so yeah, but I quite like the Chieftain. It's quite a nice little vehicle. It's a nice ship. Well, it is a vehicle, but it's just not that big. I mean, it gets around nicely. I mean, you've got a nice jump range, much better than the Python. My Python does 23 light years, I think. And mind you, I might be able to get even more out of that once we get these new modules. They seem to be better than what will be then when it's released, the legacy modules. But other than that, the jump range isn't going to go up a massive amount, but this is 28 light years. You can have 16 or 32 cargo, depending on your fuel scoop. I think that's definitely essential, because you can't put... Who's he with? Oh, crikey, that's an Anaconda. But the ship spins around rather nicely, and I'm only using 1 pip on the engine as well. Let's go to 2 pips. The engine's... Somebody's on him. Okay, let's do that then. It's going to be a lot easier to hit than that. Oh, let's get around the back end of him. Yeah, just 2 pips on the weapons does seem to run it down, but when you had 2.5, it seems to keep it. And the engines are still good. I'm not very good at moving the pips around. It's been commented on before. I always forget to do it. But yeah, he's nearly out of that. Oh, in actual fact, I wasn't paying attention. So is our shields down. Let's remove all the pips off the engine and see how we get on with that. Shields are off. Give him the cannons. That'll do. Right, I know what I do want to do. Turn that off. I'll bring shields up a little bit quicker. Now, where's his buddy? What was he in? Like Anaconda? It wasn't, was it? It was. Have they killed him? Well, they must have killed him. All right. Where's the Anaconda then? Shields are up again. I need to watch that, put more power in the shields. This guy's... Oh, he's in a group of 3. Okay, okay, back off. Who's he with? A little Viper. Is that the other one? I think this is going to be a great combat ship, to be fair. It's not totally set up for it at the minute, but I think that's what I'm going to be doing when I get it on the live server. It's like the old, when I first got my 3rd Lance, I used to love running around in that, and even though that's updated and with the engineers, I still haven't got around to doing it, and the jump range is still rubbish. So getting to the community goals was a pain. So I always used to end up doing it in the Python or the Anaconda. This one is going to be perfect for that, I think, because there's a jump range, and once you're in the system, you're just milling around anyway, so you can always take the fuel scoop off, I suppose. I think I might downgrade it though to an A4 and put something else. I'm not sure I'm going to put cargo on, because if I'm going to be using it for fighting, but shield bank cells, something like that. I'm not even sure I got shield bank cells on here. I don't know, I did put some on, didn't I? But yeah, I'm thinking that's, I don't know, I have to have a think about that, but I think it's definitely an awesome combat ship. I wonder if it'd be any good for the Fargoids. I mean, it doesn't carry an awful lot of modules, and you're not allowed to carry an awful lot of modules for the Fargoids, are you? So maybe that's something to consider. That's that guy. He's doing his mining. I'm very much enjoying fighting in this. I have taken a bit of a kick in, but to be fair, I'm yapping away as well, and that's something I think I've proven in the past. I'm not the best multitasker. No, okay, who are you? Another anaconda. Oh, he's with, oh yeah, that's that guy from before. Yeah, let's go. And I haven't got any pips on the engine. I've just noticed that. I took them off a while ago, didn't I? And still, oh, forgot about that. See, that's why I don't mess with the pips too often, because I just forget, and I'll take move all the power away from the engine for some reason to boost away with the engines, and then just forget to put it back on. But yeah, this thing is so manoeuvrable. I'm loving that. The fact that it can't, you're just gonna have to. I'm too used to having multi-vessel ships, and I think that's tend to be what these things are. Maybe they're moving away from. Refined photo, I don't need that. Oh, it tells you how many you've got. Ah, let's go back to that. Materials. Let's lock on, lock target. Right, it tells you how many you've got now. That's very good. So you can see whether you need it or whether you don't. I've got 12 out of 100. That is very good. I'm liking that. That's another little thing I've learned. It was probably in the patch notes, and I did read through them sort of. But yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to call that. Well, I'm going to say I'm going to call the video, but I'm going to do some more fighting. I think I'm quite enjoying this ship. So, and you've got a couple of days to get in. If not, we're all going to be getting it Friday anyway, I believe. Or the server goes down Friday, so we may be getting it. There is a release date on it. They've actually done the release date, and I've forgotten. But we're getting it soon anyway, so I'm rather looking forward to it. Not so happy about having to start from scratch on the engineers, but they have improved on that anyway, so it's not quite as bad. But I still ran out of materials out of 100, so I had 100 runs today to get this ship up to standard, and I took some of the modules off the old ship, so I wouldn't have even got as far as I had got today if I hadn't done that in beta test 2.